You may know that the Vikings beat Columbus to America, but did you know Columbus wasn't the second, but the third European to reach North America? You may have heard the 13th Amendment ended slavery, but did you know it is still legal and practiced in the United States? You may have a favorite dinosaur, but did you know none of these are dinosaurs? Learn the truth behind these and much more in my new book, Facts That Aren't True. Link in the description. How come clocks and satellites orbiting around the Earth have to tick at a different rate to account for general relativity?
Can you show me a clock orbiting around the Earth?
I can't show you a penguin. Do they not exist?
Well, I think we've all seen a penguin. I think you're being disingenuous, but
I've seen a clock before.
But you said it's orbiting around Earth.
So this is the thing you guys get made fun of. Your response is nuh-uh. So if you are going to
I asked for
deny
evidence. That's not
yes, and I gave you evidence, and then you just said satellites don't exist. That was your response.
I never said
so
that,
how
sir.
can we have a conversation when I tell you the evidence, you just say that the evidence doesn't exist?
So no.
What are we supposed to do?
I asked if you could show me. Never denied your evidence.
What are we supposed to do? When I tell you about the evidence and you just say that satellites don't exist, what are we supposed to do?
I said, can you show me this? No one said it
And
didn't
I
exist. You
did.
can't
I
listen, buddy.
explained to you the evidence, and you said that the evidence doesn't exist. So
I
what
said,
are
can
we
you
supposed
show
to
me
do?
it being in orbit?
And I did. I explained to you the evidence.
No one asked for an explanation. I asked you to show me. You're clearly incoherent.
So unless I can get you a picture, unless I can take my phone and go into space and show you a satellite, you're going to deny that evidence.
Do you have to be in space to show me a picture?
So you just want me to go to Google and type in a satellite?
I mean, sure. Yeah, let's see what you're looking at.
Okay, my phone is affixed to the stand that it's on. I can't move my phone or do anything like that. So, do you deny that satellites exist?
Nope, I believe satellites do exist, sir. I just don't believe that they're orbiting around your space. They're on a helium balloon.
Okay, well, that's wrong. We have satellites and they have atomic clocks in them and they tick at different rates. This is how GPS works. If the atomic clocks in satellites didn't tick at a different rate, GPS wouldn't work because it could not coordinate your position and time. So is your response to that to just say, no, that's not real?
Are you trying to say different time zones is equivalent to a globe? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say anything about time zones. I said that the GPS satellites, have to track position and time, and they have to tick at a different rate because they move so fast that they experience time differently as a principle of special and general relativity, I guess. So, are you simply just claiming that that is all fake? Because if it is, then I'm going to move on.
Well, as for I think you already answered that you can't even move your phone. You said, so I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with that.
So you're just claiming that it's fake, and unless I can show you a picture of it, then that doesn't work. That's fine. The LIGO Observatory.
For evidence. Yeah, I
the
can show you LIGO. I've
the
read everything about
LIGO Observatory detected gravitational waves in 2017.
Not
Are
true.
you simply claiming that that is fake?
Nope, not true. Actually, what they do is they do it's actually a bunch of math that they do. They try to, long story short, they do a bunch of math to try to get an accurate reading, and they base the reading off of the number that it's closest to. So it wasn't a real reading, just so you know.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Because I read the entire research report on LIGO. Actually, matter of fact, this is my backup account.
What was the research report called?
It's literally on LIGO. Look up LIGO. You can you're probably not gonna do it, but you can look up LIGO flaws, and you'll see everything that they messed up on.
LIGO flaws and from SCRPT.
I mean, there's a bunch of places actually. It's not just that. But the way they calculate it is they take a bunch of different numbers and they pretty much see which one's the most common number, and they go based off of that.
So you're claiming that physicists built this observatory with the goal of detecting gravitational waves, yet they knew the entire time that they actually can't detect gravitational waves, and therefore they didn't detect gravitational waves in 2017. That's your
Correct.
claim.
Yeah, yeah. Gravity is still a theory, buddy. I
Okay,
don't know if you're
so
still
it's
confused,
so
but
all of the evidence is fake. So now I don't really know what exactly we can do. Do you know that things will weigh a little bit less on the tops of very tall buildings than they do at the base of the building?
you said they're gonna weigh less.
Yes.
Top of a building, it's something will weigh less. Can you give me like what, a penny or a human? What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter what it is. Things will weigh a tiny bit less on the top of a very tall building compared to on the ground. Are you aware of that?
I, I can maybe assume a different pressure, but I've personally never heard of that now.
So that is exactly consistent. You got to mute yourself when you're not talking. It's unbearable. That is exactly consistent with gravity, because the farther you get from the center of mass for the Earth, the weaker the gravitational force is. It's subtle because Earth's radius is enormous, but that's exactly consistent with the theory of gravity.